Hi everyone. I want to spend the time in this video talking about a very personal decision that everyone's going to face in their life at some point. It's the decision to pursue healthcare treatment or not, and I want to share some from my personal experience, some to get you thinking about this topic, and I want to give you a few takeaway points from what I've gleaned in my own life. Let me start this video by sharing what's going on in my life right now. Next Wednesday, I'm going to be undergoing injections into both of my knee joints. To say the least, the treatment for my knees has not been going well, and the option of physio has been worn out, and it's time to move on with the next steps that will inadvertently land with an operation. There's a number of points that I've learned during the past 13 years that I think I can help you with, using this injection as an example. The first part of it is very practical. It's financial. This particular injection is not covered for residents of Ontario, although it is elsewhere in Canada. So there's an $800 bill that comes with this. It's a very practical question. Can I afford the treatment or not? And if it's something that you earnestly need, that you've researched, that your gut instinct feels positive, and perhaps talking with others about what's going on in your life and the pros and cons of it, that are still pointing towards having it done, then I think it's worth finding the money for it. Now, I know I've just used the word money, and I realize just how expensive it is to live with a chronic illness. You know, it's about $10 a day for me to be in this wheelchair. I don't take it lightly. Not everyone's going to have a spare $800 in their bank account to be able to have this done. I honestly believe in the good of people. Just because there's some people who may have made a poor decision or there's been distrust in the past, I still see that people are redeemable in their lives. And if you really genuinely don't have the financial means, I think that you're worth the investment to raise the money. Whether it be asking friends, having a benefit meal, raising money online, performing some type of service in exchange for payment to be able to earn the money. But there's any number of things that could happen that could get you the money. I know it's hard for some people to ask money. So you get into the next question of, is whatever treatment's being pursued, is it likely to help me? And if you feel that it is, and you've done your reading, and you're still feeling confident about it, then I think you continue moving forward with it. I happen to have the financial means, but only because of my dad's death and receiving some money as an inheritance. I believe in investing in my life. I see this as helping define the path forward, And also, for me specifically, that I won't have any regrets when the time comes that my knees are replaced. That I'll have used up my options, and there's no doubt, and there's no what ifs left in my mind. Another very real issue is, can you legitimately handle the emotional stress of undergoing a medical treatment? If the answer is an automatic no, the next question that goes with it is, what do I need for support to be able to undergo recommended treatment? There's lots of options for this. It doesn't automatically mean that you need to go to counseling. Some people may just need to have some interaction with someone that's mature in their life as they go through the process. So I can remember when I had major reconstructive surgery in 2007, I was in a very, very weakened state for about 12 weeks. And so having some people to talk to honestly and openly is important. When you're going through treatment, there might be times where you're not weak as in falling asleep, but you definitely need to lay down. So during those times, you might have time to think. Maybe it's about your life. Maybe you'll start thinking about regrets or goals you have. Having a friend there to listen, not solve, but listen, can be important during these times. The emotional support that you need. People perform so much better when there's moral support in their life. So that's what I'm talking about under the topic of what you need. And maybe it's the issue of going to counseling. I certainly see no reason why anyone should regret going to counseling. It's possible the first counselor that you go to might not be a good match, and you agree to move on, and that individual makes a recommendation as they've started to get to know you. So I'll give you an example from my own life. I needed a lot of help when my mom died. What made it easy for me to talk to the specific counselor that helped me was his interest in construction. We had that in common. It made it easy to be vulnerable and talk about the issues that were bothering me from my mom's death. Being weakened, if you're going through chemotherapy, may also warrant visits from friends. Now, I remember back when I was a teenager, I had pneumonia, and a minister came to see me. At the time, I felt bad that he was leaving after about 20 minutes or so. Looking back on it, he was preserving my energy so I'd actually heal. If you're planning to undergo treatment and you know that it's going to be emotionally charged or emotionally draining, then lining up some friends to come visit and just sort of dropping by. Maybe they do a chore for you, bringing either groceries to your home, cleaning the toilet, dusting a shelf, doing dishes, or some type of practical help. So let's say you have a 20-minute visit, they're doing a household chore for 10 or 15 minutes, and then another 20-minute visit before they go home. It'll help keep you living your life. That's kind of what I'm wanting to make you think about. It will help you not feel withdrawn and begin to draw into yourself as you're going through the treatment that's prescribed. With something like physiotherapy, when you wear your body down, it can also wear your emotions down. And certainly, I would do a few things different in terms of the gym I used between 2015 and 2018. I would have lined up a few friends that could regularly attend with me to help me at the times when I felt frustrated where being weak was the cause. I give this to you to save you the agony that I went through. There's practical issues as well. How does your body need to get to where you're going for the treatment to happen? So next week, I need to go to a specific clinic for the knee injections. So I've already got a plan in place. In fact, I've got a backup plan if I'm honest with you. Plan A, this clinic happens to be about a little bit more than that. Anyway, it's near my home. And take me maybe 5 minutes by wheelchair. I can get there using the wheelchair. If there's rain, that changes things. So plan B, there is medical transportation available, and certainly this would be helpful if the weather or even snow is going to stop me. Overall, the life skill, and if I gave you only 1 point to think about in this video, it's the broad question answering, what do I need? This is to encompass the practical issues, the medical part of it, the supports that you need, and just to be able to feel like you're living your life as the treatment goes on. Part of your support system can be online. It certainly helps me. It takes time to build relationships, knowing what people's schedules are, and interacting. But then with online groups, you can join in a conversation where everyone kind of knows what's going on. It doesn't need the explanation that I give to, let's say, family and friends, where if you say I'm having hip replacement surgery and there's physio afterwards, anyone that's had a hip replacement will have a general idea of what that process is like. And so it doesn't take the explanation that friends would benefit from. I don't want you to be paralyzed in fear by your treatment. If you're feeling paralyzed by fear, that's when I start to ask questions to resolve the hesitancy that I'm feeling. There's been other times where if you're really not sure of what the doctor heard you say, you could go back to your family doctor to read the consultation notes or request a copy and then bring them to your family doctor for understanding. Certainly this was a tip I gave someone when they weren't sure if they had been heard and what they had wanted to say had been received. Part of this is being creative. We're not cookie cutter people. We're all different. We all have our own lives. And there's times when friendships come together for a specific season, and then they kind of just branch off and you're moving on with life, and it was the natural ending for that relationship. I've given you lots to think about today. I only ever want the best for you. Perhaps this is a video you share with close friends so they can understand some of what's going on in your life to help you have the dialogue needed and to digest what it is that you need at this time in your life. Thanks so much for the time you've spent with me. Bye for now.